So lots of parents want their kids to grow up to become really great readers. And when they get started on this journey, they often have all of these questions. They're like, how do so many kids grow up learning how to read and then they love reading so much? Or maybe they grow up and they find reading to be really a big chore. Or some other parents might think to themselves, like, how can I help my child learn how to read when they come home from school? Maybe it's over the summer, like it is right now, or maybe they're just home after school and they have a little bit of extra time. How can they be helping their children learn how to read? So today I'm going to be actually covering a few of those ideas, and I'm also going to be covering what not to do. A lot of the times when parents are actually facing these questions, they revert back to the way that they learned how to read in the first place. And if you want to learn more about why that isn't actually the best strategy, you can check out my video right over here. But what I'm going to be talking to you about today, it's something that's actually probably in your child's classroom right now, or maybe even in your house that you bought for your child. But it might contain some information that is actually just going to trip up your child, and it's going to make it harder for them to learn how to read in the long term. And what I'm talking about right now is the alphabet chart. You might not know what I'm talking about when I say alphabet chart, but it's one of those signs or posters that has everything. It's got like A for apple and B for, I don't know, ball or something like that. And it'll go through like that. I'm actually going to pull up an alphabet chart right now. I'm going to show you what I mean when I say that alphabet charts often contain things that will just confuse kids and make it harder for them to learn. So this is an alphabet chart that I found online, and it was like the third result. So this is like one of the main alphabet charts that people are buying right now. And it's kind of sad when I'm looking at it. So the first thing that I notice when I look at it is this guy right here. This, we all know what that is, right? It's an iguana. But if you're a 4-year-old, you might not know what an iguana is. In fact, probably most 4-year-olds don't know what an iguana is, and they've never seen an iguana in their life. So I for iguana doesn't make much sense. In fact, most kids, when they see that, they're not gonna think, oh, that must be I for iguana. They're gonna think to themselves, that's I for lizard. That doesn't make any sense at all. They're gonna think to themselves, I must say ooh. No, it doesn't say ooh. That's gonna mess them up, okay? Or this guy right here. This is, now you and I know that this is gonna be J for jacket, but a 4-year-old might not call it a jacket. They might call it a coat. Instead of saying jacket, they might say, J says k for coat. And so they're gonna get messed up again, right? So we need to be really careful when we're using these resources, because a lot of the times they can actually have really misleading things. Let's do one more before we go. O for orange. O doesn't say or most of the time. O usually says ah. And so the example that they are giving actually is making the wrong sound for what we want to teach kids when we're just teaching them their letter sounds for the first time. So there's a lot of mistakes in this particular alphabet chart, and we actually can avoid all of those mistakes and also leverage one of the most powerful resources that we have as educators by making our own alphabet charts. And let me tell you what I mean when I say that. When you make your own alphabet chart, you have this opportunity to fill it with the things that the child loves already, okay? Lots of the times when kids are looking at alphabet charts, they're learning it for adults. But we need to flip that on its head, right? We don't want kids to grow up thinking that school is something that they have to do for adults. We want them to think that school is something that adults do for kids, right? We want them to think that the reason why we even have schools in the first place is to help kids do the things that they love to do. The way that we're gonna do that is by using the things that the child already loves and already cares about when they make the alphabet chart. The easiest way to do this is to get a couple of pieces of paper and staple them together and to make a book. And then for each page, you're going to draw the letter and you're going to include a picture, maybe a photograph or a Google image search or a stick figure drawing of something that the child really loves for each letter. So for instance, maybe your child really loves Roblox. Roblox is very popular these days. So maybe you're going through your alphabet chart and you get to the letter R. And so you're gonna say R for Roblox. You find a little image on Google image search, you include that for the letter R, or maybe you just draw a little picture of the Roblox character using stick figures in the corner of that page. And so you've got this nice big R, and you've got the little Roblox guy right down here. What I want you to do once when you get to that page is you're going to actually trace that letter. You're going to take the child's hand and you're going to have them trace that letter so that they'll be able to learn with their fingers and their senses the way that the R shape looks and the way that the R shape is made when they start to write themselves. And then you're going to talk about the letter sound, okay? And so when you do this, you're going to really be reinforcing to them that R is not for radio or something like that, that maybe the child doesn't have a lot of experience in or really cares about very much. But you're gonna use examples that the child really cares about so that we can really build that bridge between school and the rest of the world. So that's the end of this video. I hope some of that was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, drop them down below and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.